Distance time graphs and speed time graphs. First, let's understand distance time graphs. Graphs can be useful when studying motion. So, a car is traveling along a straight road away from a marker post. The car's distance from the post is measured every second. The charts and graphs show 4 different examples of what the car's motion might be. So here we have the first graph. So a graph like this shows steady speed. So when the graph is a straight line, this is a distance time graph. A distance time graph is different from a speed time graph. So if a distance time graph is a straight line like this, it represents steady speed because the distance is increasing at a constant rate with the time. So the speed is steady, so the speed is not changing at all. It is neither accelerating nor decelerating. Then we have a graph which shows acceleration. So this graph doesn't have a steady speed because you can see the distance is increasing and not in a constant rate. Before it was in a constant rate. But now the distance is increasing more and more. Slowly and gradually, and it is becoming faster. So the car is accelerating. With this type of curve shows that the speed of the car is changing. Then we have the car decelerating, and this is also not a steady speed. Of course, if a car is decelerating, its speed is changing. So it also has a curvy graph. Then we have the car stopped. This is when the distance remains the same but the time increases. So the time is passing by but the distance isn't changing at all. So this means that the car has stopped. It is not moving at all. So on a distance time graph, the gradient of the line is numerically equal to the speed. Numerically equal means that when we divide distance by time, we get speed. So we can only find the speed of a graph which has a steady speed. So the speed is not changing this graph. If the speed is changing, we can't find out the speed. We can only find it out of 1 second or microsecond. So what we do is that divide the distance covered in time. So the car has traveled total 11 seconds. And the distance it has traveled in 11 seconds is 75 meters. 75 meters is the distance it has traveled in 11 seconds. So when we divide the two values, distance with time, we get the speed of the car. So this is how we use the gradient of our distance time graph to find the speed. It is the same as using the speed equation, just dividing the distance with time, and we get speed. So anyways, now that we've understood distance time graphs and understood all the different kinds of graphs, we can move ahead onto speed time graphs. So in a speed time graph, if the graph is a straight line like this one here, it means that the speed is increasing at a constant rate. So the car is accelerating but at a constant rate. So this is called a uniform acceleration. In distance time graphs, this kind of graph, which is a straight line, was supposed to be explaining constant speed in distance time graphs. But in speed time graphs, this explains a uniform acceleration. And it can also be shown a uniform deceleration if the graph starts from here and ends here as a straight line. But if a speed time graph is curved, then the acceleration is not constant. It is not a uniform acceleration. So a curved speed time graph would be a non-uniform acceleration or deceleration. But in speed time graph, if the graph is a horizontal line, it would mean that the speed is constant. It is neither increasing or decreasing. So this type of graph in a speed time graph would be called a constant speed. Otherwise, in distance time graphs, this type of graph is called no movement at all. It is a stagnant. So it is like if a car has stopped, because that is the distance time graph. So speed time graph is different from distance time graphs. So if a speed time graph is like this, a horizontal line, this means that the time is increasing and the car is moving, but the speed is not changing. So the speed is constant, which is 40. In distance time graphs, the constant speed graph is something like this. It is a straight line. So this means that the speed is constant. It is not increasing or decreasing, but it is constant. And in a speed time graph, it is a horizontal line. And a straight line in speed time graphs refers to a uniform acceleration. It means that the speed is increasing at a constant rate. So, on a speed time graph, the gradient of the line is numerically equal to the acceleration. By gradient, we mean this part of the graph. This is numerically equal to the acceleration. So what it basically means, the speed divided by time, the gradient of the line is numerically equal to the acceleration. So basically, if it is a horizontal graph like this, there is no acceleration. If it is a graph like this, there is a uniform acceleration. And if such a graph is curved in shape, then it is a non-uniform acceleration. Now, on a speed time graph, the area under the line is numerically equal to the distance traveled. By area under the line, we mean the speed and the time. So to find distance, we multiply speed with time and we find the distance. So if a graph is like this and the speed is not increasing or decreasing, we would simply multiply 40 by 11 to find the distance traveled. But if the graph is something like this, then we would multiply 90 by 11, just like we did with this, and then divide it by 2. So basically half in the value. So we find the distance traveled. So this is how we find the distance using speed time graph as well. Remember, the equation of speed always applies in these places. The equation is rearranged in this case to find distance. So distance is equal to speed into time, and speed is equal to distance divided by time. So this is what speed time graphs are. So the difference between distance time graphs and speed time graphs, I hope, are very clear now, because they can be a little confusing. For me, they were very confusing in the beginning, but now I've understood, because the shapes are similar to each other but they mean different things. So on a distance time graph, such a shape means that there is a constant speed, that the speed is not increasing at all. And if you want to represent constant speed in speed time graphs, we will make a horizontal graph. And if a horizontal graph is in distance time graphs, this would mean that there is no motion at all, that the car is not moving at all. And a distance time graph like this, which has a curved path, means the car is accelerating. So over here we do not know whether the acceleration is uniform or not uniform. So the car is accelerating. By acceleration we mean that it is not constant in speed. So the distance is not increasing at a constant rate. And if such a graph is in a speed time graph, then it would basically describe a non-uniform acceleration. A uniform acceleration is this graph. No acceleration is this graph. A non-uniform acceleration is a graph which has a curved path. So a car is traveling along a straight road. If it has a uniform acceleration, this means that its acceleration is steady, constant. So in other words, it is gaining velocity at a steady rate. If acceleration is not steady, then it is non-uniform, with something like this. This is called a non-uniform acceleration. If the acceleration was steady, then the graph would be a straight line. A stone is dropped from a great height with no air resistance. The velocity time graph for the stone will be like this. So the acceleration would be uniform. It would be 10 meters per second square, which is the acceleration of free fall. So the acceleration is constant. It is increasing, but it is uniformly increasing. But in practice, there is air resistance on the stone, and this affects its motion, producing a non-uniform acceleration like this. This means that its initial acceleration is g because there is not yet any air resistance on it. However, as the velocity increases, air resistance also increases. So the graph becomes curved in shape. On a speed time graph, the area under the line is numerically equal to the distance traveled. So this applies whether the motion is uniform or non-uniform. In other words, whether the graph line is straight or curved. With a straight line graph, the area can be calculated. But with a curved line, this may not be possible, although an estimate can be made by counting squares. When doing this, remember that the area must be worked out using the scale numbers on the axis. It isn't the real area on the paper.